YouTube family, worldwide from Hold My Beer to the channel. So we out here again. Y'all know I have a lot of interest. One of my interests is guns, firearms, and some people don't or have never seen how you properly clean your firearm. So today, myself, and y'all gonna recognize the guy when y'all see him. I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all a hint. It's the Honorable Mr. Burke. We're gonna show you how you properly clean a firearm. Well, he's gonna show you. All right. So y'all lay around for it. About to tap into it. Let's see. Here we go. Bam. Honorable Mr. Burke.
What's going on, y'all? How you doing?
Firearm in hand.
It's already in pieces. I probably should have started. We probably should have started this when it was all assembled, but it's currently all in pieces. It's really only 4 pieces that, especially any novice gun owner, there's only 4 pieces you really need to concern yourself with. You just need to clean them really well. I will tell you that I do not. The weapons I own, I don't clean a lot because I don't typically fire them a lot. Like a lot of my range weapons I clean all the time, but most of the time I just got sidearms. I don't clean my sidearms all the time because I don't use my sidearms all the time. Probably about once a month I give a good cleaning, wipe down. That's if I practice with them or anything in particular. But here you go. Basically, you just kind of, I'll put it together and then I'll take it apart and then we can go from there. Barrel, slide, and they go in like so. Spring enters like so. Compresses. And then the magic happens. Return the slide. Come over here. You put back on the weapon. Slide it back. Oh, wait. Sorry. Hold on. Back in place. And
So Mr. Burke, just in case they didn't hear you, how often would you clean your sidearms?
my sidearms, because they're self-defense weapons, I don't fire them very often. So probably about once a month, I'll give a decent cleaning. Now, all my range weapons, I will clean after every fire. Because of my range weapons, we fire a lot of rounds. I'll do a typical range session for me is just over 1,000 rounds, roughly. You see Crumb, we go out there 20, 50 round cases, right around 1,000 rounds, because it's all about a good time. And so,
oh, sorry guys.
All right.
So I'm shooting y'all back down now so you can see you going on the desk.
So now you have a assembled weapon. It's a nice M&P. I love these. I changed the grips, but I love this weapon. So first things first is you want to lock the slide back. You do that by pulling the slide back. And the most important thing, first things first, this weapon is empty. There is no magazine in this weapon. The barrel has been cleared for some time. We couldn't have had anything in there because we just put it together. So first thing I do when I get to this state, the weapon is cleared, the magazine is removed. I lock the slide back, and then you got a little button over here. Now, generally, everybody is going to be similar, not the same, but similar. But the action is going to be the same. You're going to slide this down here to 12 o'clock. So you got 6, 12, whatever right there. This little button right here, it's typically on this side of the weapon. You're going to slide it down like that. Once it's slid like that, you're going to return the weapon to a form fire and pull the trigger, and the magic happens. The slide comes off, but we catch it next time because that's what we do. So then you got your platform. It's right here. Your trigger assembly, etc., etc. You'll see that. Set that down to the side. Then you got your spring. You're going to pull your spring out, next thing. And typically with your spring, it depends on who you are. Sometimes people will soak this in a cleaner. I am not one of those. I go ahead, brush this off, get it wiped off good. Then you take your, got your slide, you remove your barrel. Boom. Got your slide. Now, next thing you want to have is an assembly. In your kit, you will get an assembly of wire brushes and these wonderful little, hell, I don't know what to call them, dew boppers. They're soft. They're like the brushes. They're soft. This is for after the fact when you get in there good. And this will come in various sizes because you have various size barrels. So you will get various size wire brushes, and you have to forgive my wire brushes. Again, I don't clean my guns that often, and these were put up in something terrible, apparently, some sort of cloth. Let's take that. Then you got one of these. Then you got your gun, or you got your gun cleaner. You got your gun cleaner, your bore gun cleaner. It's what I use. I'm not endorsing that. Then you got your gun oil. This is,
we don't endorse.
yeah. And then you got your gun oil. Boom. Okay. So first things first, you get your wire brush.
So just remember everything shoot down at,
okay.
At the platform.
First things first, you take your wire brush. You got your wire brush. Get it on there, and the first thing I'm gonna go for is the barrel. Now also, on top of that, off to the side, you also have, I also keep 3 different brushes. Now these brushes are going to be for right here, back here in this assembly, this part of the assembly, and it's also going to be for the platform. So we do take my little wire brush. Now these wire brushes and things here, these are going to be for the barrel. Typically you're going to go, these are going to be for the barrel. Now we had just gotten to the point where I was about to oil everything because I had got everything, oh thank you, I had gotten everything, got everything scrubbed down with the cleaner. But that whole process is pretty simple. You take your barrel, you know, take your barrel, you got your barrel, you go in here. Now I know there are some super enthusiasts. They're out there, they're gonna be in the comments telling me everything I'm doing wrong. And that's okay, because hell, I'm gonna read the comments and find out what I'm doing wrong, and then I'm gonna check your pedigree. And if your pedigree is solid and I'm doing it wrong, I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna take your advice, because that's what I do. I'm not here to be super right. I'm here to help as much as I can. So again, got your wire brush. I got my wire brush. This is a barrel for a 9mm weapon. So what I do is I go in there a few times, and usually that'll be with some gun oil. I mean, I get the bore cleaner, and I dip in the bore cleaner, and I'll go in there, get on up in there and scrub that out. Once I do that, I'll go ahead and change to the pad, soft pad, and that's going to help me get this all cleaned out. And I get all that gunk out here. This weapon hadn't been fired too tough because it wasn't particularly dirty. That was a good thing. So basically, you know, you take the wire brush, you go in here on your bore, and that's what these are for. These are for your barrel. And these are for the rest, and these brushes are for the rest of the weapon. So now we cleaned out the barrel. We got everything good there. I wipe everything off because, you know, you got to wipe everything off. Keep the soot and the dirt, you know. Keep that GSR clean. And make sure at the gun range, when you leave gun range, you must please wash your hands and your arms before you ever leave the gun range. You are covered in stuff. I don't know, me, I tend to be able to taste it when I leave up out of the gun range. Because there's a lot of it flying around, tons of people with guns. Okay, so the next step is I take the base, I get some chemical, the cleaner here, and I go to brushing in here and getting all these cracks and crevices. That's how I use a hard brush. I slide down on tension And I come and I scrub everything. Boom, 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 boom. And I'll slide down to the next one. I'll scrub everything, and then you just go ahead and get this good and cleaned out. Cleaned out. You got all your assembly here. Now this is your trigger. Definitely take a look in there, and you kind of want to pull because you want that. You won't be able to get, there's a little pad in here you will not be able to get to unless you pull the trigger, and then it flashes for you so you can get at it, and then you get at it with this little soft brush. I got a really soft one right here, but these wire ones there, you know. So then, you know, I get that all scrubbed out right there. Then I go to brushing the spring right here. Get that all brushed up, all nice, wiped off really good. And then by the time that's all said and done, you'll have a towel or a paper towel or whatever you're using, and it'll look like this because it's supposed to. And most of your brushes will look nice and good and dirty. And then this is a part where I go ahead and then I get my oil, oil. And you don't want to do too much oil on here.
So Honorable Mr. Burke.
Yes, sir.
For the, you know, a lot of my channels sometimes, whether it's barbecue or guys who are getting into the saltwater fish hobby, you know, I try to make it for newbies, or make it simple as I can.
Right. What
type of oil is this? Is this just regular motor oil?
No.
For guns?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
This is a gun oil. This is gun oil. When you buy this kit should come with cleaner and oil. If it does not come with cleaner, get cleaner. If it does not come with oil, get oil. And listen, if you happen to run out of some lotion once or twice, you know, you get caught off guard, you got a little ashy elbows or something, listen, gun oil is a pheromone. Just so you know, for the right women, gun oil is a pheromone. So you put that on and you walk around the gun show with a couple of dabs of gun oil around your neck, you might walk out with a wife. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay? I'm just saying. I ain't find mine there, but you might walk out with a wife. You know, you might walk out with the right one. It depends on what you got going on. But be careful, because likelihood of she hanging out in there, she might be a better shot than you. So you don't want to be running. If you a cheater, don't be picking up no women at the gun show. Okay. If you a cheater, don't pick your woman up at the gun show. That's all I got to say. Okay. All right, but typically this comes in a whole kit. As you see, I'm one of these guys, I do it all the time. So I got my little goofy toolbox that I put all my stuff in. My little plastic $1.25 toolbox. Man, this ain't got to be fancy. This is $1.25 at the Dollar Tree. Okay, but I'm not endorsing. I'm just saying that, you know, you ain't got to go blowing your pockets out getting some old fancy kit. Your kit should be from a solid, reputable dealer. You know, one of the shops typically, and you know, don't be afraid to ask around. You don't sound, especially when you go into a gun store and you're dealing with somebody behind the case, or you're dealing with a range master, you don't sound stupid when you ask these questions of a range master or somebody behind the counter at a gun store. You sound like you got some sense. You want to know before you start going out there doing something foolish by yourself, right?
The stupidest question you could ever ask
is the one you don't ask. The dumbest question you can ask is the one you don't. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm sweating profusely.
Yeah, it's Florida. It's the middle of June.
Yes, it is. So there we go. We got all that put together. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some of this here paper towel that I've been sweating on. I'm going to try and find some dry paper towel that I haven't been sweating on yet, and I'm going to just get me some oil.
And guys, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, give it a thumbs up. Again, I appreciate you, the Honorable Mr. Burke, you know what I'm saying, for helping me with this episode.
Oh, hey.
I give gratitude from all my subscribers, and y'all seen him before.
Listen.
Typically, whenever I'm shooting guns, Mr. Burke is involved, all right? So,
yeah.
Hey, all right, so I must always say, this is a good man right here. He knows his stuff. Trust it.
I try a little bit. I try a little bit. I do my best. So then we go ahead and you just start oiling your pieces and returning your pieces. You definitely want to have something something soft down because you don't want to get your stuff all scratched up. But then you just want to put the oil. You don't want to be too terribly generous with the oil. You don't want that all over the place. Things aren't supposed to be greasy. They're just supposed to be smooth and lubricated. So a coat you can barely see is perfect. You understand? Just something you can barely see. You want to make sure all the moving parts move properly, and that's it. So you oil for that, making sure to ensure that all the moving parts move properly.
Yeah, 'cause we want smooth when you're firing, and we want it to be smooth.
That's right. And you definitely want to, I would say, I will typically clean, like I said, I fire a lot of rounds on the range when I'm using range weapons, because I am practicing for home defense. I have a lot of home defense weapons, so I typically practice on the range with other weapons. People argue people argue to train with the weapon you're using, but I mean, be familiar, very familiar. I would definitely go to the range with the personal weapon you use. Practice the draw, definitely. Constantly practice the draw. I don't think people emphasize this enough. Getting in the mirror with a unloaded weapon, make sure the chamber is clear, and the magazine, when you are practicing, the chamber is clear and there is no magazine in the weapon. You holster the weapon and practice your draw from a concealed area until you get that tight. You need to make sure you are drawing with no finger on the trigger. Let's not be that lady cop that pulls the trigger trying to pull the weapon out of the holster. Nobody wants to be her because nobody wants to get shot. That's just not funny, right? And shout out to, I'm not trying to, because I love the police. Police are the best, and they're great. So again, I'm going to come down, and I'm just going to oil all my parts really good, making sure that the slide be sliding, and I'm wiping down any excess.
So again, you're saying you just want a nice even coat on it, but you
Yes.
don't want it dripping.
Yeah, you don't want
something wet, or
you don't want to see like you literally are looking for this.
it's a nice sheen or something.
Right,
Okay.
a nice sheen, and that's all you want everywhere, because
I guess like some of the old timers say, even though we're starting to become old timers, a little bit goes a long way.
yes,
Okay. All right.
yes. There's a lot of guys, like I tell you, there's a range master that trained me, used to work out of Baker County. He used to be a Baker County officer, and we have an awesome relationship. He has since shifted to other things, and God bless him. But again, you want to come down, you want to make sure you got your slides and everything oiled really, really well. And again, if you see any excess on the sides, you want to get all that stuff off. You don't want to have any of that. You do not want a sopping wet weapon. So then we start the assembly. The first thing we do is we want to return our barrel.
And these principles basically, even though it may not be for this exact firearm, it can be adapted or is adaptable to most.
These principles, the principles as far as the oil and everything goes, that's everywhere. That's universal.
Okay, all right.
That's universal.
Make it clear for, again,
Yes.
this channel's for newbies,
Right.
youngsters, people just getting into it who are not as experienced in it as you are. And again, that's what this channel, this platform is based off of. So guys, just know that. We appreciate you guys, right?
Yes, sir. So again, you just want to get a nice even coat on there. Now you'll see, I did not, for my own purposes, I did not oil the slide. I did not oil the spring because I don't believe that I need to do such a thing at this time. And we're going to we're going to assemble it correctly now. Now here, how do you know that this spring is in right? This spring has to compress. So whenever you putting this assembly together and you go ahead and you put the barrel in the slide, and then you got this spring, how you know this is going in right is it will compress, because it can enter this top hole, and it's the top when you're putting this together. This is the top, this is the bottom, barrel's on the bottom when you're putting this together. But how you know you're putting it in right is this spring will compress in. It has to compress in and lock down on the barrel. See, this is going to be what this is the slide, so this spring draws, and this is what snaps back and gets locked down and everything in the weapon. When you pull the trigger, boom, this is what comes back. This is the reason for your kick recoil. So again, I got it in backwards because it didn't compress. So what I want to do, and then sometimes it's convenient, it's colored. The right end is colored. So we're going to slide that in there. And then what we're going to do is gently compress until it's in place. And we're going to make sure it's good and in place and solid in place. And once we got it right there, it is now compressed in place. And we take our slide. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go all the way out here, because it goes all the way forward, all the way off. So you want to start all the way out. You want to come all the way back. And you want to pull that back till it clicks in place like so. Okay? Now at this point, if you pulled the trigger again, it would just shoot right back off like you were disassembling it. You come, excuse me, sorry. And typically Crumb ain't over there. I'm just, right now, it's because I'm freaking out. Okay, so what we do, oh, I'm sorry, you guys missed that. So I'm gonna lock it back again. And I'm gonna push this down. Okay, so you see everything is down. Now what, oh, and then it doesn't do it. Okay, of course it doesn't do it, but.
Hey guys, it's a straight shot video, live in color, you know, but hey.
Okay, so now we come, boom, pop that back up. Now the barrel is locked in there, boom. Now I will always, there you go. Boom.
Just get some more lubrication into the firearm.
As you're opening up your action, excuse me, as you're opening up your action, and there you go. There is a weapon that has been cleaned. Now this is clean, it's good to fire. Now I say by the look of the towel and the look of the towel and the brushes and everything, this weapon probably had about 500-600 rounds fired. If this was one of my range weapons, this would be black, and 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 that's how much gunpowder
has built up or accumulated.
Will be built up in a single session. Like there was a video we did back a few months ago, where we were in the outdoor range in the backyard in Crumb's private. I don't think we did probably about 200-300 rounds.
Something like that.
Yeah. And the weapons from there, wow.
Shooting big boy weapons.
Yeah.
We were shooting things that took those.
Oh yeah.
Matter of fact, those are yours.
Yeah. This is
those are 7.62s up right there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So typically, yeah, I'm a big hunter too. So I try to keep some meat in the refrigerator, in the freezer, because you never know. That and a lot of you guys with your guns, I hear you with the home defense, man. Learn to hunt. Learn to hunt. Southern country hunting, Estelle, South Carolina. Check us out. Check us out. Longest hunting season in the country. Check us out. And we also got the cheapest turkey season in the country. Come on up and check us out.
Shameless plug.
Sorry about that. That's my club, so I had to plug my club.
Hey, you got to plug the club.
I had to plug my club. Listen. It's a lot of great guys up there, a lot of great people, and your guide, Mr. David, is an awesome human being. Let me tell you.
So guys, again,
that's it.
For people who've never done this, I'm going to say this specifically for people that look like the Honorable Mr. Burke and myself. Sometimes we shy away from guns, and if we do have a gun, it's like anything you have. It could be your car, a house, whatever, you have to maintain it and treat it correctly, right?
Listen.
So this comes with proper gun ownership. Why spend 3-4, man, if you keep going for a firearm and you're not maintaining it properly? These should last you literally for a lifetime.
Listen.
All right, and let's teach our youngsters how to do that. Y'all know my son, we just got back off the road from a trip to Atlanta, which y'all see that in a couple of days. So my son's tired, but normally he would be out here, show the youngsters how to do this, so they know how to do it, because this is an essential part of responsible gun ownership.
My children, 8 years old, my children learn with a .22 rifle. At 8, they're firing a rifle, minimal recoil, and they're getting familiar with weapons. My children understand weapons. I'm not someone that leaves them lying around, but my kids will come across them at some point and know to just go off about their business.
Amen.
They do. We have trained. They have fired weapons. They understand the power of a gun. They understand the power that's behind a rifle, so they respect it. If you teach your kids early the power of these weapons and the ability they have to take life, they will have a greater respect and won't be willing to run off and grab a gun, and they won't think that these guys are on TV are cool. My kids laugh when they see a gun turned to the side on TV as an 8-year-old, because they know they can walk up to that person, pretty much walk all the way, square up to that person and pull the trigger in that person's gut, because you got the gun turned to the side. The action goes left and right. You're good. This way, it's up and down, some left and right depending on where they got it. But when you turn a weapon like this, boom, 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 recoil's going left and right, so you can walk right. Okay, so now you have a clean weapon. It's ready to take out on the range. Definitely want to fire some shots with it. A couple of shots before you put it back, depending on what you do with it. One thing I want to emphasize, especially for new gun owners, two things I want to emphasize. This is another shameless plug.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry about that.
Hey, sometimes we are live and in person in the garage, smoking cigars, drinking. Hey, it's called the Hold My Beer channel, so hey. All right, so we want to make sure y'all can hear what we're talking about now.
Now, there's going to come two shameless plugs here, but they are...
Like, comment, subscribe to the Hold My Beer channel.
That's right. Like, comment, subscribe. Hold My Beer. The second one is I am a big USCCA member. Everybody should. NRA, USCCA, you should join. You get a lot of education. You'll know when to pull that weapon. And both the NRA and the USCCA, they look out for their members. If you ever have any issues, they tell you exactly how to handle these situations. They tell you how to handle self-defense situations, and they have lawyers on retainer to protect you as a member. Okay, that's USCCA and NRA. Next, this is super important for everyone, especially new gun owners in particular. Practice, practice, practice. Man, spend that. If you're going to spend all that money on a gun, please take your behind to the range. Learn how to fire your weapon. Learn your weapon. Get intimate with your weapon. That's the weapon you're going to fire 90% of the time. So you need to be able to operate this weapon well. Like I told you earlier, you want to make sure you have no magazine and you got an empty chamber, and you practice your draw in the mirror. You practice your draw from concealed in the mirror. However you conceal. I'm an appendix carry. My wife walks in position. I'm a lefty with an appendix carry. I swing out this way. She needs to be over here at all times.
Good advice. Great advice.
You want to and these are things you need to practice. Practice with her. Practice with whoever you're going to be spending your time with. Whatever hand you are, they need to always be on the opposite side of your draw. That is important. Practice your draw so it is fast and that you are accurate, because self-defense situations are boom, boom, man. They are boom, boom. And I carry it. I pray it never comes to that. I don't want that on my conscience. I don't want to have to take another person's life. I don't want that on my conscience. So I practice, and I make sure people don't try to put it on my conscience. You understand? Also, gun owners, you better have that emotional maturity, man. This is a serious thing, man. Owning a gun is serious business. There's a lot of responsibility in that because you now have a lot of power behind you. You have power of life and death in your holster.
In your hand.
And it goes to your hand. In your hand, you have the power of life and death in your hands. So you hear a lot about these people making these mistakes, and the only way to not make those mistakes is to practice, practice, practice. Go to the range. Talk to range masters. Again, we will remind you, the only stupid question you can ask a range master or somebody behind the counter is the question you don't ask the range master or the person behind the counter. And just get comfortable with your weapons. It's very important. So get comfortable with your weapons. Register with the NRA, the USCCA. They also have a lot of trainings where you can go and train. We also have a lot of trainers. We have people that have trained to teach people how to use their weapon all over the country. Please, please, please. The last thing I want to see is somebody in jail for making a mistake and not knowing the law. That's the most important thing to know, is the law and reciprocity. And that's one thing that USCCA focuses on, is license reciprocity. Don't find yourself in a state where you are now carrying illegal because there's no reciprocity for your concealed carry license. You know what I mean? Constitutional carry, that's here. I don't take that nowhere else. I don't take that nowhere else. I am licensed everywhere else. You understand? And with that being said, thank you for watching. Again, like, comment, subscribe, and thank you.
So
thank you. I appreciate you.
To the Honorable Mr. Burke. Again, guys, whenever I know a lot of things about a lot of things, but some things I don't know a lot about. But what I would advise a lot of people to do is, if you don't know, if you're not an expert or don't know something, let me back up a little bit. If you're the smartest person in the room all the time, that's not a room you want to be in. So when I have questions about firearms, I default to the Honorable Mr. Burke, okay? Because he knows more about them than me. So hopefully this gives you guys some insight to it. You know how to properly clean your firearm, store your firearm, resources you can use, you can tap in with. Again, I thank you for watching this video, liking, commenting. Please subscribe if you have not. You will see the guy, this gentleman and I, on future videos pertaining to firearms. So we'll see y'all on the next one. God bless. Hey, the Hold My Beer channel. One last shameless plug, Coleon Noir. Look him up. There we go. Oh, yes. Colin Noir. Great dude. Looks like us. He's very knowledgeable. Very knowledgeable. All right. Watch him all the time. Thank you. See you later. Deuces.